Welcome everybody to Intensity Broadcasting. My name's Josh Hall. This is the Doghouse Racing League Tuesday night ARCA series brought to you by Trackside NASCAR Outlet here on iRacing for the Glowy 120 here from Bristol Motor Speedway. That's right, we're here at the last great Coliseum. It's Bristol, baby. We're getting ready for a great race, 120 laps here tonight around this fast little half mile. We got about 20 seconds left here in practice. Sorry for a little bit of a late start. I had a little technical issue on my end, but we are up and running. And here are your points coming into tonight. We see Jamie Horn, last week's winner, up at the top of the leaderboard. Justin Command still sits back in second. Stephen Bonomo jumps up a spot in the third. Brandon Trush up 2 spots in the fourth. And Mike Leftwich falls back 2 spots in the fifth. See a couple big movers though. Bill Gentry moves up into the 7th position, along with Travis Neiman moves up 7 spots into the 9th spot. Big loser though, Hunter Foley falls all the way back into 15th place. We'll leave this up on the screen for a moment so you can see where your favorite driver is currently in the point standings. Of course, we also got the chat up as well. So if you're rooting someone on here tonight, don't forget to drop a shout out. We'll read it here on the live on the air for you as we have qualifying getting underway, and it looks like Hunter Geyer is going to be one of the first drivers out onto the racetrack. First 5 minutes of qualifying, but these cars make quick laps around this track. We're talking about 16 seconds per lap as Geyer takes the green flag on his first of 2 laps. You're going to see a lot of different lines here. Some drivers are going to be right there on that yellow line. Some drivers are going to run the high line. Some drivers are going to try to pull it down in the middle of the apex. As you see our first laps come across, 15-15 for Geyer on his first lap. Currently up at the top of the leaderboard as Jamie Horn goes 15-12. Geyer has a little connection issue there. A little slower on his second lap. Geyer was 15-21. You see Jamie Horn up to the top of the leaderboard with a 14.89. Justin Command just did a 14.97. Here's that 16 of Travis Neiman in that Greg Biffle throwback. Moves up into the 9th position. Kenneth Byers comes off of turn number 4. He's going to take the checker flag on his qualifying attempt. And moves up into the 2nd position, just barely off of Jamie Horn with a 14.95. John Smith just coming off pit road. New look for Smith. And that Nap Daddy racing machine, engine coffee machine. Well, the driver's running right there on the bottom of the racetrack. Trying to take the shortest way around. This time he kind of runs middle. Going to pull it down off a corner to get a good exit. So he was able to do here off of turn number 4 and down across the stripe. And John Smith is going to stay currently in the 8th position. Gary Amio was just put back into the 11th spot as Jackson Sibley just went 4th quickest on his qualifying attempt. We still got about 2 minutes left and 3 drivers left to qualify. Mike Leftwich, Richard Leclerc, and Corey Baumeister still yet to qualify. We'll see if anybody else comes out here, but while we've got a moment, of course, I want to shout out our great partners here that make this possible, including our race sponsor, Glowy. This is the Glowy 110. Link down below in the description. Of course, Trackside NASCAR Outlet for our series sponsor. Trackside NASCAR Outlet is an authorized Lionel dealer with a full line of Diecast, including Cup, O'Reilly's, truck, driver apparel, hats, and jackets. Trackside NASCAR Outlet offers everything NASCAR, including full-size and mini helmets, flags, and coolers. Stop by and check out their store, follow them on Facebook, or check out their website at www.tracksidenascaroutlet.com. Also want to shout out our great partner over at Group 6. Rev up your brand's potential with Group 6 at every turn of the Doghouse racing season. As your creative marketing powerhouse, we're here to fuel your success, accelerate your impact, and steer your brand towards victory. Group 6, where every race is an opportunity to outshine and outperform. Discover more at group6inc.com. Of course, we want to also thank our great partner over here at ButtKicker. ButtKicker is a well-known established leader in gaming haptics. The award-winning line of ButtKicker products lets users feel low-frequency sounds. Their products are used and endorsed around the world by leading PC and console gamers, including professional sim racers. Check out the full line of ButtKicker products. If yours is right for you, visit thebuttkicker.com. And my wife, over the weekend, went to a movie, didn't know that the movie theater had ButtKicker products installed in the chairs. And she said it was quite the experience having that 4D feeling with the rumble of the movie in the seat. So check them out. Link down below, as well as check out, see if any of your movie theaters in your location have the ButtKicker as well. Well, it looks like we have just a few moments left here in qualifying. Nobody else is going to make their way out onto the racetrack. So if we do have a stage break tonight, it will be on lap number 60. Of course, if we have 2 cautions before then we will not have a break for the stage. We'll just have the points awarded. Let's take a look at our starting grid here tonight in the Glowy 120. Jamie Horn on the pole here tonight in the 98, with Ken Byers in the 99 from position number 2. Justin McMahon, Jackson Sibley make up row 2, with Jason Ross and Steven Bonomo in row number 3. Christopher Simon from the 81, he'll be rolling off from the 4th spot with Brandon Trush to his outside in the 23. Then John Smith in the 10 with Gary Amio to his outside in 10th. Row 6 will find the 56 of Adam Gardner and Hunter Geyer, with row 7 being Travis Neiman and Tyler Millette. Bill Gentry back in the 15th position with Michael Dow. And then Tony Smith, excuse me. Oh, Anthony Smith. It shows up that way on my screen. I'm sorry. And Chris Leftwich in the 18th position. 19th, we'll find Matt Smith in the 117 of Richard Leclerc. And then Mike Leftwich and Cody Baumeister back in row number 11. As we get ready for 2 laps of pacing around this track. Grant asks what this game is called. This is iRacing, the motorsport simulator. You can find it at iRacing.com. And each one of these drivers here on the racetrack, and these are real drivers getting ready to do battle here at virtual Bristol Motor Speedway in these ARCA cars, which are laser scanned and accurate down to the 1/100th of an inch, both the track and the cars. So check it out there. Also listening in the drivers' meeting, they are going to be drivers pitting on the front stretch and some drivers pitting on the back stretch. They are not using a combined pit road, so they're going to have to remember which pit road that they come into. So that adds a little bit of extra challenge here tonight at Bristol Motor Speedway. As we're getting ready to go green flag racing, that pace car getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn down on the pit road, and Jamie Horn from the outside will be your control car as they make their way down to the start zone. Green flag is in the air, and we are racing here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Great jump for Jamie Horn as he makes his way around Ken Byers to take the lead. Justin McMahon to the inside of Jackson Sibley as they make their way through turns 3 and 4 for the first time. Great move on the bottom. Move McMahon already up into the 3rd position. You know, a little further back, we got Hunter Geyer looking down underneath Gary and Mio. These drivers try to make hay while the sun shines on these fresh tires. This is when the cars are going to have the most grip. They're going to be able to put these cars exactly where they want to on this concrete track. Yes, you can get it on Steam, but you can also get it right from iRacing's website. Just behind we see Travis Neiman Looking down underneath the 56 of Adam Gardner. Losing a little bit of time there as Gardner slides up the racetrack and takes that spot. Ooh, issues for Matt Smith. Falls all the way back off the pack. Let's take a look, see what happened to Smith here. Looks like he might have got a little loose here. Yep, he does get a little loose there off the corner. Able to gather it up and keeps rolling, and we are still green. Jackson Sibley, Jason Ross looking at it battle here. It's a battle for the 4th position as Ross to the inside of Sibley. They come down the backstretch and into turn at number 3. Sibley going to give up that spot early. Good idea to try to save your tires here. Really easy to get in a battle with somebody. Burn those tires right off these cars. As Travis Neiman looking down to the inside of the 56 of Adam Gardner. Chris Leftwich right behind trying to follow him through. John Smith all over the back bumper. Brandon Trush, Hunter Geyer right there as well. These 3 cars under blanket. Oh, a little contact there as, ooh, Geyer got into the back of John Smith. Ooh, more issues here as we got one around on the front stretch, but we stay green. Take a look here, see what happened to the 16 here. Down into the corner. Ready for Tyler Millette. Oh, he's just checking up for everybody. Gets a little help there. Makes some contact with the inside wall. All 4 wheels, though, below that double yellow, or that yellow line there, so we are going to stay green as he was off the racing surface and out of the way. Meanwhile, up front, Jamie Horn starting to get a little pressure here from the 99 of Ken Byers. Grant, the name of the program, the name of the iRacing is right there in the bottom right-hand corner of the broadcast there. You can find it right there by going to iRacing.com. There's a link to Steam on iRacing.com, I believe, as well. In the back of the pack, we see Richard Leclerc battling with Mike Leftwich. And just in front, we see Bill Gentry and Michael Dow battling it out. Great racing all over the racetrack here tonight. As the laps click off quickly here is, ooh, Leftwich almost into the right rear of the 60 of Michael Dow. So right along with Leftwich. Right there on the back bumper of Anthony Smith, trying to find his way around. He's going to look down to the inside. And, oh, almost some contact as Smith almost came down across the bumper of Leftwich. He's got the run. Now Leftwich has the position inside. This is a battle for the 15th position. And we were almost just 3 wide as Smith caught the outside wall for a second. Drives back down to the bottom of the track in front of Michael Dow. Stacking up those drivers right there behind him. Meanwhile, back up front, Jamie Horn. As Ken Byers and Justin McMahon trying to run him down. Actually, looks like we're already starting to see some lap traffic come into play as Jamie Horn just made his way around Travis Neiman. After Neiman had that little spin on the front stretch. See in the YouTube chat there, yelling about Sibley. Sibley sitting currently in the 5th position. Lost one spot from where he started, but holding on strong right now. I think he's just kind of riding here, trying to keep the tires on this car, trying to make a late race charge as we're coming halfway in the stage. Battle starting to pick up back here between John Smith and Christopher Simon. And then is that Travis? Yeah, that was Travis that got caught up earlier. He everybody kind of checked up in front of him. He kind of checked up, caught the wall, got turned around, caught the inside wall. Looks like he hasn't lost too much speed in that machine as he is now going by the 97 of Anthony Smith, who has just put a lap down. Again, these lappers right here, right in front of Justin McMahon. And the 82 of Matt Smith right here as well. Justin McMahon showing a little bit of patience here, working his way through the lap traffic. Jamie Horn out in front. He's starting to pull away from Ken Byers right now. He's got about almost a second lead over second place as, again, working their way through some lap traffic. And back here we saw the 08 of Hunter Geyer almost lose it earlier. We see him battling back here. John Smith, Hunter Geyer, Christopher Simon all battling it out. Steve Bonomo right here as well. How about Bonomo having a great run? Currently in the 6th position. As this battle's heating up right here between Christopher Simon and Tyler Millette, as Simon going to move up into the 11th position. Right now, only our top 4 drivers currently running 14-second laps as we put up the last lap there. This time by, though, it looks like Jamie Horn's dealing with some lap traffic as he slowed down quite a bit there on that last lap. And we're showing last lap times there up on the scoring pylon right now. As Jamie Horn's trying to put Bill Gentry down a lap here, his first lap. He's going to get around Gentry after Gentry had such a great run last week. Oh, gives Jamie Horn a big shot coming off the corner. Bill Gentry had a great run last week on the podium last week at Nashville Super Speedway. Ooh, Jackson Sibley caught it just at the moment. Got a little tag there from Jason Ross. Great save for the 18. Also looks like Corey Baumeister having some issues. He's been on and off of pit road. He's down currently 3 laps. Looks like he's trying to make his way back out onto the racetrack. And some leagues run a fast repair. This league does not. So any driver who's involved in an incident, any damage that they catch in the race, they'll either have to get it fixed or retire from the race. And it's really easy to get yourself in trouble here at Bristol as quickly as things happen. As we mentioned, 15, 16-second laps right now. Steve Bonomo has Hunter Geyer right there on the back bumper and Brandon Trush right behind as well, as Geyer tries to make a move down to the inside. Was not able to. He lost some momentum there. That allowed Brandon Trush to get right back on the back bumper. Suntrack on the YouTube says they taught him everything he knows about making those saves. Talking about Jackson Sibley there almost losing it and eating the wall a few moments ago. Great job for him, though, holding on to it as we see a lot of traffic right here Right at this time, these tires are really crying. These drivers have worn these tires out. They feel like they've been out there for an eternity. We're starting to see who's been able to save some tires as the 08 of Geyer dives back to the inside of Stephen Bonomo as they come back down the backstretch and into turn number 3. Now Bonomo taking a look down underneath Jason Ross. You know, Geyer's starting to get a little frustrated because he wants to move forward. Bonomo's getting a little frustrated because he wants to get around Ross as well. Now Geyer back down to the inside of Bonomo, runs him up the racetrack. They're going to be 3 wide for a second on exit. Brandon Trush wisely backs out of it, puts himself back there on the bottom line as he's trying to get around Stephen Bonomo as well. And right behind we see Chris Leftwich trying to move his way through as well. Now Geyer going to take a look down underneath Jason Ross, pushes up the racetrack just a little bit. A little contact there. Passing with the right side of the car. There's an old saying here at Bristol Motor Speedway, if the left side of your car is torn up, you're in the way, but if the right side's torn up, you've been hard racing. As Jackson Sibley taking a look down underneath Justin McMahon, moves Sibley up into the top 3. Well, it doesn't look like that little spin that Sibley had really hurt the momentum of that car. Usually when you see that, that heats up those tires and the car starts getting really loose and out of control, unless that loosened up the car and made it come to life. As now John Smith looks down to the inside of Justin McMahon to move John Smith up to the 4th position. As we've got about 10 laps to go here in the stage. We did not get 2 cautions, so we will have ourselves a stage break. Pit road will be closing at the end of lap 57. As we see Jamie Horn still making his way cutting through the traffic here. Further back, a little battle still going on back here. We see Adam Gardner looking up to the high side of Christopher Simon. Gary Amio right here, as well as Mike Leftwich. As Gardner runs way up the racetrack, looks like he's going to let everybody by. Looks like he's struggling quite a bit. And he might have a little bit of damage to that right side of that car. We'll have to look here as he comes by this time. The car looks like it's in okay shape here. Sounds like he just burnt that right front tire off a little bit too much and not able to move forward. Ken Byers currently 2.2 seconds behind Jamie Horn, sitting in 2nd place. As field really starting to spread out here as we take a look here from the iRacing blimp. The great views of Bristol Motor Speedway. You can see just how spread out this pack can get. Jamie Horn again, still trying to work through some traffic there. Great battle continues to shape up back here as Bonomo is losing more spots. He's got Christopher Simon that he's working around right now. Ooh, Simon bounces off the wall. Able to continue on as the caution flies, and that will be your stage break. So Jamie Horn will be your stage winner. Ken Byers going to come home in the stage in second. Jackson Sibley in third. John Smith and Hunter Geyer, your top 5. Brandon Trush back in 6th. Justin McMahon in 7th. Tyler Millette in 8th. Chris Leftwich and Jason Ross round out the stage here as the field gets collected behind the iRacing pace car. The entire field making their way down pit road. Again, remember, some drivers pitting on the front stretch here tonight, some drivers on the back stretch. Makes it a little tricky for some of these drivers to try to figure out where they are pitting here tonight. Tyler Millette going to be the first one off of pit road. Looks like he might have taken just 2 tires. Or I think he passed. I think he might have missed his pit stall. Let's take a look here. Trying to find him on my timing and scoring here. We'll fast forward this a little bit, see where he comes into pit road. Yeah, it looks like he just missed his pit stall with the checkup there. So he's going to come back down pit road for his service. Looks like a couple other drivers missed their pit stall as well. Mike Leftwich was not able to get down to his pit stall as well. So the lights are off on the pace car. Jamie Horn going to choose the outside on this restart. Ken Byers going to be down on the bottom. Jackson Sibley and John Smith make up row number 2. Then Hunter Geyer and Justin McMahon in row number 3. Brandon Trush and Chris Leftwich in row 4. And then Christopher Simon and Jason Ross in row number 5. As the pace car getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn onto pit road. We are back racing here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Jackson Sibley looking for a great battle here, looking for his way around the 24 of McMahon. Christopher Simon right there in the mix as well. My cameras do not seem to be working like they should be. There we go. John Smith to the inside. Oh, we got a wreck in the back here. Oh, big one. One up and over on its roof. That is the 16 of Neiman. Up and over, almost over pit wall, back onto his wheels. Caution is out. That's going to bring up our first wreckage rewind of the night. Trying to figure out where this one started. I think it started here with Brandon Trush here. We're trying to see I take that back. That was not the right yellow here. Let's see if we can find the correct yellow. That was the stage brake yellow. Let's try this again. There it is. Yeah, it does start with Brandon Trush right here. Jason Ross, it looks like Trush was already starting to lose the back end, and Ross just had nowhere to go, finished him off. Christopher Simon gets in the back of Ross, right rears him up into the outside wall. And here on these restarts, this is where things just, the road just gets blocked. You see Dow runs in the back of O'Meo, and oh man, look at that 16 go up and over on its roof. Mike Leftwich, nowhere's to go, just punts the 16 back up into the air. The 97 almost gets over on his lid as well. Let's ride along here with this 16. See, just nowhere's to go, and almost up and over the wall, able to hold on to it. Let's take a look here from the 97 car as well. Oh, I can't find. There he is. Just nowhere's to go. The track gets blocked again. Almost gets over on his roof. So a lot of tore up cars as the lights on the pace car are back off. We're re-racked, restacked, getting ready to refire. Jamie Horn again chooses the outside lane, putting Ken Byers on the inside. Row 2 is John Smith and Justin McMahon. Sibley and Chris Leftwich in row number 3 is the bottom lane really backed up here. Green flag flies. We are back racing. Great jump for Jamie Horn. Ken Byers losing a little bit of time here. Ooh, almost some contact there between Justin McMahon and Ken Byers. McMahon going to lose a lot of time here as he's falling back quickly. As Chris Leftwich moves up into the second position. John Smith trying to use that high side as Chris Leftwich trying to go for the lead on the outside around Jamie Horn. Track got word that the window net was down on the 16. He is all right. Chris Leftwich taking the lead away from Jamie Horn, who's dominated this race since the drop of the green flag. Now finds himself in dirty air behind that 83 machine. A little further back, we see that 08 of Hunter Geyer was trying to look down to the inside of Jackson Sibley. He was having a bit of a great run here tonight as Sibley had to check up, keep from running in the back of John Smith. That allowed Hunter Geyer to gain a little bit of ground on that 18 machine. Country Chick says, that's my car, go 94. Millette currently running a little bit further back in the pack. He's got some damage. You see that left front wheel kind of pushed out quite a bit. That front fender pushed in a little bit. He's got damage on both sides of the front end of that car. I'm sure that car is not handling anywheres where he wants it to handle. Let's take a look at that wheel here as he comes down the straightaway. And yeah, it's looking at that wheel there. That is not the look of a happy car. We can actually go ahead and run right as the driver view here. Give you an idea of what he's seeing and how he's feeling the car. And those hands are definitely starting to calm down a little bit. They were much busier a few laps ago, but he's putting a lot of wheel into that car. That tells me that that front end is just not turning the way he wishes it would. Meanwhile, back up front, Chris Leftwich has a mirror full of Jamie Horn. Horn going to get right up on the back bumper. He's going to take a look down to the inside, cross him over down into turn number 3. Just got a report that 16 minutes damage for the 16. Lots of damage to that car. He will be going multiple laps down, but he's still get out there, run a couple laps, see if he can gain a few positions. I think there are a couple drivers who had to retire after that one. Now we see Jason Ross has parked it for the night. He is out of the race. So there's a position that the 16 could gain if he gets that car fixed up, runs a couple laps. Because we've seen here in the Doghouse Racing League ARCA Series, every point matters. As Jamie Horn now looking down to the inside of Chris Leftwich, trying to take the lead back away. Leftwich, though, going to deny him. So we are quickly coming to just 30 laps left here in the race in the Glowy 120. Further back, we see Christopher Simon working his way around Mike Leftwich teammates. Back here in 8th and 9th. And Ken Byers now has a mirror full of Justin McMahon as here comes Jamie Horn with another charge to the inside of Christopher Simon. Simon, though, using that high lane momentum. That's a unique thing about Bristol here. You can get up on that high lane and roll the top a little bit quicker, even though it's a longer way around. You can hold that momentum up there, pinch that 98 down on the bottom there, and he can't get as good a drive off as that 83 can. What that does is that creates a roadblock, and you see Byers, McMahon now coming into the picture as well. So as these two race for the lead side by side, that creates a roadblock with the rest of the field, and we'll see here from the blimp just how tight that group is behind. Nobody's really able to go anywhere. Because of these two running side by side. As now Jamie Horn has taken the lead back away. We see Gary Amio make his way off the race, off the pit road, going to try to get as many points as he can. Now Ken Byers taking a look down to the inside of Chris Leftwich. Battle for second place now starting to heat up here between, or third place, excuse me, between Justin McMahon, Chris Leftwich, John Smith, Jackson Sibley, all in the mix here, as well as we are coming to 20 laps to go when we cross the line next time. Jamie Horn starting to pull away from the rest of the field. And Justin McMahon just doing everything he can, trying to hold on to that podium position. Oh, Chris Leftwich. What a save. Not sure what happened to Leftwich there. Let's go back and see if we can see what happened to Leftwich, because he was all sorts of sideways. Oh, I think he got tagged there from the... trying to find it here. There it is. Looks like he might have got a little bit of help here from the 18. Fights that thing all the way down the straightaway. Able to keep it going straight, though. A little Tokyo Drift style. Incredible save for Chris Leftwich. Unfortunately, falls all the way back to the 8th position. As this battle for the final podium spot starting to heat up here between Justin McMahon and John Smith. we are coming to just 15 laps to go here from Bristol Motor Speedway. Adam Gardner trying to work around Chris Leftwich. Leftwich got some hot tires right now from that big slide he just took. That car is not handling the way that he wants it to. Meanwhile, John Smith all over the back bumper of that 24 machine. And Jamie Horn has just checked out. He's got a second gap over second place. And that gap continues to grow. As Adam Gardner now looks down to the inside of Chris Leftwich and takes that spot away. As we quickly approach 10 laps to go, this battle for third place Smith now takes a look down to the inside of McMahon. He's got the position as McMahon now rolls that high lane, going to get the run off the corner. Ooh, catches the wall just a little bit. We have 8 laps to go, and this is the battle for the final podium spot. Jamie Horn out in front by a second over Ken Byers, who's a second ahead of this group, battling it out for the final podium position. McMahon fighting hard on that high side. 7 laps to go. And this battle is going to let Jackson Sibley make his way right up here, trying to battle for this final podium spot as well. And Sibley's coming in a hurry. And these two are going to burn up their tires quite a bit, battling side by side like this. And Jackson going to make his move here in these closing laps. 5 laps to go as they cross the line this time. Could Sibley pull a little Hocevar move, try to force it in 3 wide where there's no room. McMahon, though, able to hold off on the high side. 4 laps to go. Jackson right there in the mix. He has caught these two. It's one thing to run people down. It's another thing to get around them. As McMahon way up the racetrack. I think he blew a tire. He's got damage or something because he just pushed way up the racetrack. So that's going to put John Smith in the final podium position. But here comes Sibley, putting some pressure on the 10 machine. 2 laps to go here at Bristol. Jamie Horn making his way, going to take the white flag this time by. Moves the 117 out of the way. As Jackson Sibley trying to do everything he can. Jamie Horn coming off of turn number 4. He is going to go back-to-back and win here tonight. As they come off of turn number 4. Side by side at the line. And John Smith barely holds on to that 3rd spot there. Man, what a run. That was incredible. Jackson Sibley comes home in 4th, right where he started. But Jamie Horn celebrating right here on the front stretch. He is your winner tonight here in the Glowy 120 at Bristol Motor Speedway. Let's go back. As Jamie Horn continues his celebration, we'll let him finish his celebration. Then we're going to go back and look at that great battle there at the end. See Jackson Sibley running up the high side here. A little bit of contact as they come into turn number 4. And as they come off of turn number 4 here, and that's just how close it was. Incredible racing here. As we take a look at our final results. Again, Jamie Horn going to be your winner. Ken Byers comes home in second. John Smith comes home third. Jackson Sibley in fourth. And look at that. Almost a dead heat at the line between Smith and Sibley. Hunter Geyer and Justin McMahon, your top 6. Christopher Simon back in 7th. Adam Gardner, Chris Leftwich, and Mike Leftwich make up your top 10. Tyler Millette from the 11th position, and 12th was Brandon Trush. Steve Bonomo brings it home in 13th. Richard Leclerc, Matt Smith, your top 15. 16th was Gary Romeo with Corey Baumeister in 17th. Jason Ross, Bill Gentry, and Michael Dow, your top 20. 21st, Travis Neiman and Anthony Smith round out the field here tonight at Bristol Motor Speedway. As we wait for our drivers to make their way down to the waiting room, first we want to thank our partners again that make this possible. Again, this was the Glowy 120 here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Check them out down below in the description. Of course, our series sponsor, Trackside NASCAR Outlet, which is an authorized Lionel dealer with a full line of diecast, including Cup, O'Reilly's, Truck, Driver, Apparel, Hats, and Jackets. Trackside NASCAR Outlet offers everything NASCAR, including full-size mini helmets, flags, coolers. Stop by and check out their store. Follow them on Facebook and check out their website at TracksideNASCAROutlet.com. Group 6, rev up your brand's potential at Group 6 with... rev up your brand's potential at Group 6 at every turn of the Doghouse racing season. As your creative marketing powerhouse, we're here to fuel your success, accelerate your impact, and steer your brand towards victory. Group 6, where every race is an opportunity to outshine and outperform. Discover more at Group6Inc.com. And of course, our great partner and the Doghouse partner of the Butt Kicker, which is an established and trusted leader in gaming haptics. The award-winning line of Butt Kicker products lets users feel low-frequency sounds. Their products are used and endorsed around the world by leading PC and console gamers, including professional sim racers. Check out the full line of products. Figure out what's right for you by visiting thebuttkicker.com. As we bring in our third place finisher here tonight, and that is going to be the 10 of John Smith. John, you got Josh up and got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Man, what a great run for you here tonight. And a wild finish there at the end between you and Jackson Sibley. Almost a dead heat at the line between the two of you. Talk us through those last few laps, because I'm sure battling with Jess McMahon kind of wore those tires right out there at the end.
Oh, yeah. I was on the low side that whole time, so entering low and trying to hold it down low the whole time was burning them up really bad. Trying to look at my tires now, my lefts were really burned up after that run, but first stint, not so bad. I think I was like 87% on the front right, so I saved a lot. I was able to get a lot of positive deltas on the leaders near the end, just picked it up at the wrong time. But, yeah, Sibley was fast. He was in front of me at the end of that stage, too, and I knew me and him were about the same strategy, so didn't mean to get up into him there. I just had nothing left there at the end.
That was a fantastic race, a lot of excitement there at the end, and, man, an unusual Bristol race. You had the stage caution, you had one caution for incident, something you normally don't see at Bristol. We're used to seeing at least 3, 4, 5 cautions at this place. Did that kind of change the way you ran this race tonight?
Not really, because yes and no, because I'm a long run guy. I don't do good at short speed or whatever, but so I always kind of come in hoping that it's going to be a long run and then just kind of adjust for short speed. But usually I try to come in thinking it's going to be a long run. And usually with this group, solid group, I mean, we usually have some good long runs. But even for Bristol, that was very surprising. But I think everybody's got a lot of respect for each other and just drives each other well in this league.
Absolutely, for sure. I'm trying to pull up the schedule because I can't remember where you guys are going next week. But
I don't either.
Hang on one second. I know this is very unprofessional of me, but usually I have this stuff up.
I won't know until Tuesday night, probably.
There we go. Next week, we move to Pocono. Very different track. So how do you like your chances there?
Not a bit. Pocono is one of those tracks, like I don't know. I can't figure it out. It was kind of like Auto Club in Texas for me for a while. I just cannot figure out how to get around that track fast and consistent. I know the third turn there, if you're not fast off of that, your next lap's going to be killed. So might have to put in a little bit of practice time since we're kind of moving up in the points a little bit. I'm getting really good at making close third place finishes. So hopefully we'll make some close second place and first place finishes at Pocono, but not a lot of faith for that track. It's just one of those ones that always eludes me.
Yeah, I always struggle with turn 4 there, so I totally get it. But those who are watching don't get the joke. Yes, I know there's only 3 turns.
Yeah.
But man, John, again, great run here tonight. Congratulations coming home on the podium. And before we let you go, anyone want to thank any shots you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, shout out Nap Daddy Racing, Engine 4 Coffee Company. Want to also shout out, want to make sure I get it right, Elite Southern Motorsports and Loud Pillar Racing for letting me join their chat tonight. I knew that coming out of the corners, I can't see around that A post. I don't have a spot or anything, so they let me jump in the chat just so we can have some comments about if somebody was wrecking. That was a big deal for me tonight too. So shout out to them and always being nice to me and taking me in when it's needed. And thank you for doing the broadcast, and thank you to the admins for putting on a good league here.
Awesome, man. And I want to shout out that awesome car you had here tonight. Good looking ride. So again,
appreciate it.
Congratulations on the podium. Good luck next week, and hopefully we'll talk to you again soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Have a great night.
You too.
That was your third place finisher, John Smith. Let's bring in your second place finisher, Kenneth Byers. Kenneth, you got Josh up in the booth. Got a copy?
Hey, Josh, how's it going? Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Great run for you here tonight. Coming home P2. Just not enough for Jamie Horn as that car was on rails here tonight. But, man, a great run nonetheless. I know you had that battle for a little while. Chris Leftwich was up there with you guys as well. That kind of throw a little bit of a wrench in there because, he had been at the back of the field most of the night. Now he's up there running with you guys.
It was it was unexpected. I was just talking to Jamie about that, how it was kind of a bit of a wild card. I saw him coming in the mirror, and I was not expecting someone to do that, especially with, I don't know if you drive this car or not, but driving him at Bristol, tire saving is of the utmost importance. It's kind of a bummer, tire conservation, but I figured he was going to go up there, and I was like, well, he's going to burn his tires off with about 20 to go, and that's pretty much what happened. But, I didn't expect it, but it definitely made it a little more interesting as far as having having him there, especially outside of Jamie. It was a very interesting perspective from where I was.
Yeah, I run in a league that runs these ARCA cars directly after I'm done racing, so I usually jump right out of the announcer's booth and right into the cockpit of these ARCA cars. And yeah, they are a handful when you don't have tires on them for sure. But man,
oh yeah,
just a great run. I'm going to ask you the same question I asked John a moment ago. Bristol's known for its incidents and tight racing, and we only had the one caution for incident in the stage break. Did that kind of change the way you ran the strategy here tonight? Because normally you usually see 3-4 wrecks here, and we barely saw anything.
Yeah, I think it did change it a little bit. Whenever I do a race at Bristol, I always start off with the conservation in mind, anticipating it going green. Now, the good thing is these races versus the official races is that we have this stage break, right? So okay, at lap 60, worst case scenario, I'm going to get a caution, right? So I started it with the idea of, okay, I'm going to be a little more conservative with the tires, but you never know, right? I mean, a perfect example is last week at Nashville, when we had that big pile up that I got wiped out in, a bunch of us. That's, we don't really have accidents like that. And sometimes you would think, oh, the short tracks, there's going to be a lot of accidents and crashing, but sometimes guys are a little more mindful of the fact that it's a short track, so you actually get cleaner racing versus, it's kind of the opposite sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. So to answer your question, did it change my strategy? Not really. I would say maybe a little bit, but I was anticipating more cautions. I was anticipating probably 3 or 4 cautions, not just the one that we had.
Well, again, fantastic finish for you here tonight, runner-up. Next week, we move on to Pocono. How do you like your chances there at the Tricky Triangle?
I love Pocono. I think it's a great track. I like any of these tracks that are a little more difficult to drive. I think it's great. I think with this car, with the long straightaways, it's good. The draft is going to definitely play an effect, but definitely all corners are different. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be great, and I hope we get a big turnout next week.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations. Before we let you go, Kenneth, anyone you want to thank, a shout you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to you guys for all you do, the league itself, everybody who puts it on, and everybody who contributes. I look forward to this every week, and I'm very happy to be a part of it. It's the best league I've been a part of. Shout out to you, Josh, for doing the announcing. You do a fantastic job as always. And just for my dad coming to watch me, he supports me as well. And yeah, just everybody who shows up week after week. I think it's a lot of fun, and just all you guys and everybody who's here. So, yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congrats on the runner-up here. Good luck next week at Pocono, and hopefully we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you, Josh. Have a great night.
You
all
as
right.
well.
Bye-bye.
So there's your second place finisher. Let's bring in the man of the hour going back-to-back here on Tuesday night. Jamie Horn. Jamie, you got Josh up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Man, great run for you here tonight. Thought you were going to dominate the race from flag to flag, but you had Chris Lutfridge come up there trying to play spoiler for a little bit. And you guys had a great little battle going on there, too, for a little bit. Kind of backed up the field to you. Talk us through your race, especially there at the end, battling there with Chris Lutfridge.
Oh yeah, it was a fun battle. I knew how hard he went up in front of me wasn't going to be the right move to make. With Bristol doesn't seem like it, but it'll really eat your tires up. So I battled him for a second, and I told myself let him go. And whenever I started running back down, I've raced with Chris a lot, so I know he's going to battle really hard. And I should have let him go again and just wait for him to use up his tires some more. But I started battling with him, and I actually ended up burning up my tires more than I needed to. And I was worried the last 10 laps. I seen Byers, catching me pretty quickly, and then the lap car started getting there, and I wasn't real sure I was going to be able to hang on to it and pull it off, but ended up working out. I'm glad there wasn't another 5 laps. I don't know if I could have done it.
Yeah, I'm sure. The other thing I'm sure you're glad of is the lack of cautions here tonight. Normally, Bristol is full of cautions, and you were able to only have the 2 here, the caution for the incident and the caution for the stage. Did that kind of change the way you drove the race here tonight?
A little bit. I really wasn't expecting that. I figured we'd have more cautions. Honestly, with my shoulder hurting, I was really hoping for some more cautions for once. But yeah, I mean, it's always good when we don't have cautions. It makes for better racing, and I'd kind of run it the same, I guess, per se. The first stage, I was still running conservative, and just in case the caution come out, and then I'd have to decide whether we were going to pit then or stay out. And second stage is where I really run it way too hard. If we had had a later caution, I'm fairly certain I would have come in and got tires, but then again, I don't know, because it seemed like once the field got spread out, it was much harder to pass somebody than when you were, side by side at the start. So I don't know how it would have played out. I'm glad we didn't have to find out.
Well, awesome, man. Again, great run here tonight. Next week, we move on to Pocono, the Tricky Triangle. How do you like your chances there?
I like Pocono a pretty good bit. I don't know if we've been there in these cars yet. I can't remember, honestly. But it's fun track. 3 completely different corners or turns or whatever you want to call them things, and just kind of like here, manage your tires and manage to not get in the wreck or get put in the wall. And the I don't know, is that turn 2 or the little swooping thing, whatever that is over there. I always find myself in the wall coming off of there in some mess. So hopefully I can stay out of that.
The tunnel turn's my favorite turn at that track. Yeah, you feel like you can gain so much time. Yeah, that's one of my favorite tracks, both to watch and race. So, man, I'm looking forward to next week myself. And, of course, before I let you go, Jamie, anyone you want to thank, any shots you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, shout out to you for the broadcast. Always do a great job with that. Shout out to our series sponsors, Trackside NASCAR Outlet, Group 6, Shoney's, Butt Kicker, SSR Designs. Everybody that helps pay the bills, keep the league going. Shout out to all the drivers for a track like this and only have really one caution other than a stage caution. That's awesome. So glad to see that. And Congrats to Kenneth on second and Jonathan on third. It was fun battling with Kenneth there for most of the race, and shout out to my team for all the hard work they put in trying to do better and get us all better each week. And last but not least, shout out to my mom at home.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congrats on the win here tonight. Good luck next week at Pocono, and I'm sure we'll be talking again soon.
All right, man. Have a good night.
You as well. And there you have it. That's your winner here tonight, Jamie Horn, getting it done here at the last great Coliseum. That's right, Bristol Motor Speedway. That's going to do it for us here tonight on Intensity Broadcasting. We'll be coming back here live in a couple weeks on Wednesday nights, but we'll be here for the rest of the season on Tuesdays. So, again, hit that notification bell so you know anytime we go live here on Intensity Broadcasting. Hit that little like button, whether you're watching live or watching the replay back. It really does help us out. So go ahead and hit that ring button, and we'll be here for you again next week right here on Intensity Broadcasting. So see you next week from Pocono Raceway. And as our boy Atlee Atman Weiss would say,